All right, welcome back to the Worldtellers podcast.
Just the two of
Just the
us.
two of us again,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm getting an opportunity to get some words in.
I know. I don't know. What percentage do you think I talked last week? Was it 55-45 or more
I
like
was gonna say
70-30?
95.5.
Yeah, you did
I'm
talk a lot.
I was up. Yeah, I was up from my usual 2%
There you
up
go.
to 5.
I'm sure we could run all the episodes through some type of software and give us a percentage.
Yeah,
You could probably just do a random sampling of like 10. Check to see.
yeah. I think I don't want to.
You're the motivating factor behind this podcast too.
I need to give some more input, I guess. Oh man. But today is a very important day.
Yep.
It's Halloween.
Halloween. We just did not a deep dive, but a brief history of where it all started and where it came from.
Yeah. We're not gonna do a Halloween episode, but I
No.
figured I would
Are
just
you
mention
are
it.
you guys well, I mean, at church this past Sunday we talked about it some.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny that kind of what we chose to do this year is different. The kids aren't trick or treating. We're gonna go to a friend's house who had invited us over. The girls played soccer um, with their kids, and it just seemed like it was a nice invitation. It's like, okay, yeah, because we've always kind of wandered. We don't trick or treat in our own neighborhood. We trick or treated the past couple of years in another neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
But last year, I mean, there was a couple um, houses on the street that were just, unfortunately, the very first one we passed, it's like demonic
Yeah.
clowns dunking kids in like a cauldron. I mean, like pretty
Yeah.
graphic.
Yeah.
It wasn't like cartoonish. It looked, and my middle daughter, Mary Reed, she was terrified. She
Yeah.
did not get out of the wagon or knock on a single door at all.
Yep.
And it was like, all right, well, this was a disaster. Um, and then it was like, yeah, it's, I don't know. As a kid, do you remember it being that
I
gruesome
mean,
or graphic?
I not really. I can off the top of my head, I can just remember one instance where there was a neighbor had like a coffin and somebody would like pop out of it. But for the most part, I don't remember it being as dark.
One year, my dad, and my dad, so you could totally see this. One year, he set himself up as a scarecrow. So he had, puffy clothes on, couple jackets and pants, like, and then he tucked straw in his sleeves and he had gloves on. So like he would sit there by the basket of candy and it would just have a sign that said, just take one. And he'd sit there. And then when the kids would come up, he'd jump and move. I mean, got some great reactions. And he loved it. He thought it was the greatest thing. But he only did that one year. So
Yeah. Hmm.
pretty good. But yeah, as kids, we'd never buy a costume off Amazon. Amazon didn't exist, but we wouldn't go to the store. We'd be like a hobo
Yeah, you'd be like a
or
do
a
it
football
yourself.
player, a
Yeah.
do-it-yourself costume. By the end of the night, it's like, what are you other than a poorly dressed
Yeah.
child with random clothes? Like it was just a disaster. But we'd run the neighborhood, by ourselves. By the time we were like, 10, 12, 13. And then after that, you're just one year. It's like, that was it. I'm
Yeah.
not doing this ever again.
Yep.
I'm too old. Um, anyways, I think it can. I guess this is
Where do
not
you
what we're.
land? Right, this wasn't what we were going to talk about,
Yeah,
but
but that's okay. We just let the spirit lead. Um, well, one, it just seems like all these holidays, because you got to think about how much money and power and force is behind promoting them
mm-hmm.
because of all the marketing that is done by the candy companies, the costume companies, the stores that only sell seasonal holiday and like goods. I mean, and no individual one of those businesses is like a bad. I mean, some of them might be. I don't
Right,
know,
right.
but you know what I'm saying. And then they're filled with a lot of people that aren't bad people. Um, They're probably more, maybe they're more secular than any kind of Christian. But I guess, let me try to clarify my thought. There's all that power and money and motivation and marketing to promote these things to get more money from people to buy into it, buy the decorations. You got Home Depot, Lowe's that sell a lot of stuff I buy all the time for work, but they also sell that. And
Right.
it's like, let's get it bigger. They've already got the Christmas stuff
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sale
Yep.
alongside the Halloween stuff and maybe a couple turkeys in there for Thanksgiving. And it's like, promote, we got to sell it because everybody's pushed to sell more, produce more, make more, um, and that we need to consume it all. So it's like, I think a lot of what Halloween's become is literally just that. And it's like the angle that they take is the version of what we're pushing for this month, this time, is the scary, the horror stories, because I think it's kind of shifted to that more. Um, it always had deep roots in like kind of the pagan spiritual, you know, end of fall harvest, going into winter, the veil between spiritual realm and the living realm is thin, and and then it's evolved over time. But now it's like it's just becomes just like all the other holidays. Unfortunately, really, it's like push, push, push for consumption,
Yeah. Yep.
consume, consume, consume. And if this one's just packaging scary Halloween stuff, great. Whatever it is
Yeah.
that
We're
we need
not
to
really.
package it in,
Yeah. It's just another opportunity to
yes.
capitalize on.
I mean, like the blow up stuff, it's like literally you're just stitching fabric together in a different form to fit this. So you got to buy not just one for Christmas, but you got to get one for. And again, it's fun when you drive by and look. So it's like it's not like it can be fun. It can be,
Right.
but you see what I'm saying? It's like, and then you just start kind of getting with the flow. So the stream of the society is pushing for, in a broad level, consumption, consume, buy, need more, get more, got to do it. I mean, I think we bought like four cheaply made, terrible costumes for the girls this Halloween. I'm like, what are we doing? Like,
Yeah.
this one didn't fit quite right. Of course, it didn't. Nothing. It's like it was just supposed to fit. The stitching's already done as soon as you pull it out of the bag. It's like,
It's like you got to restitch it before you even put it
let's
on.
just hope it makes it through the night,
Yeah.
and we'll see. But it's we got to get the candy. Anyways, that's the whole society kind of moves to that. Next thing you know, you're in the flow of that. It's like you can feel that it. Anyway, I'm going way on a different path there. Um, but it starts to gain steam. It's almost self perpetuating as it
Hmm.
starts rolling down the hill. It's like who's going to be like? It's got to be a full nationwide cultural shift to be like, this is not. Maybe we don't need all of this stuff
Yeah.
because we're searching for something. We need the next thing, or we get depressed, we get sad, we get bored, we get. It's always the next thing. Anyways, what are your thoughts on it? So I never even answered the question. Participate or not, I think we're trying to pull back from really promoting it
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and just try to enjoy time with friends. The kids dress up in some fun costumes. Like I don't see.
I don't. I don't know. I've heard. I haven't done a deep dive into the origins of it. I hear it has pagan roots. I hear it has Christian roots. But I mean, there's no denying that there's especially nowadays, like a darkness to it. I personally don't see an issue with letting your kids dress up in a outfit and go get candy. I don't think you're opening yourself up to demonic forces and stuff like that by doing that. But I'm not. But I'm also not saying like that there's not a real spiritual darkness to it. As
Hmm.
but I mean that's not just with Halloween. That's with anything. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel convicted to completely do away with it, but that's also I'm not gonna bank everything on my what I feel. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where I land with it. I think there's a definite line that you draw that you don't participate in certain things. Where that is, I don't know.
Hey, we're not going to watch horror movies.
Yeah,
I've never been a fan of horror movies. Um, or put all the demonic horror type
yeah. That stuff is
decorations
like
out.
that's like obvious. You don't participate in that stuff, but
Um,
I don't know.
there is an aspect of it that's gone really that direction. I think more so than maybe even in the past. Some of the horror movies nowadays are, again, I don't ever watch them, but
Hmm.
you hear things. Um, certainly like a celebration of that. Um, anyways, to me, it's more just a broader societal thing where there's this, as we're talking, it's making me think about it. Not that I have a deep formulated thought about it, but just there's this, it's over promoted, marketed, and sold and shoved down your throat as the way to be happy or to find the next thing or to participate or be part of the thing. And it's be that sports, be that holidays,
I mean, they do the same thing with Christmas.
be that activities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And I'm more vibing with the
I am
Christmas
too,
spirit.
for sure.
But within reason. So I'm not saying there's nothing. I do think a society needs, like, should have celebrations, and there is a time for this and a time for that, and seasonality to life and to the year and to the times, and that's okay. It helps you keep, um like, I like the fall. I also like the summer.
Hmm.
I like I like winter's not bad. I like it when it does snow, the occasional time it does, and then spring is not, so you do like the seasonality. Like, there is a natural flow to things, and there is time for celebration and gatherings. But it just becomes overly industrialized, overly marketed, overly. I'm truly a capitalist. I do genuinely think it's the best means of finding the proper price and incentivizing activity. But then we do a lot of things that are just like
We go off the rails with it. Yeah.
way overboard, and then predatory almost, and then we just become consumers.
Hmm.
We are raised to consume, be that food or material goods or items or whatever. Next thing you know, your house is filled with stuff that you're just like, you feel burdened by almost, where it's like, I just need to throw all this away, and just,
Yeah.
and then you feel bad because you're wasting it. But it's like, if this all disappeared, I would not care,
Yeah.
and I'd forget that I threw it away.
Yeah.
And it's like we could go through every room of our house, and maybe other people are like, no, I'm very good at being minimalistic. We are not. Um, the tides are always against me in that. Mackenzie's better at being cutthroat about just getting rid of stuff, but I'm probably better at not getting the stuff to begin with.
Yeah.
How about you guys?
Yeah.
Do you feel it's not like our house is a hoarder house, but it's like with three little girls, you get a lot of cheap little toys and
Yeah. I
things
mean,
that
there's
last.
certainly a lot of stuff that on the toy front, there's a lot of toys that don't get played with. It's like they just sit there. It's like, what is the point of having this?
Yeah.
Um, but I would say like there's a lot of stuff that I still have that I don't even ever interact with, but it's just like it's stuff that has like meaning.
Hmm.
Like I still have a lot of t-shirts. Like I have several
From your middle school days.
from high school, like high school baseball that
Yeah.
cuz I mean we had I mean that was a fun time.
Yeah.
That was a really fun time. Stuff like that I tend to hang on to, but
And I think that
Alicia's like,
she doesn't.
no,
She can get
she
rid of
can
that
get rid of
stuff.
stuff because there's been several times where I came home and there was some of
You're
my clothes gone. I'm like, I was probably gonna wear that in a few years. But
I need to do that. But it's just even in the garage. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
stuff, man.
Yeah.
It's just stuff everywhere. Makes me get motivated to go home and just get rid of a bunch of stuff. Like we just got a new coffee maker. I'm like, Mackenzie's like, she saw something that like the mold will grow in the old one, even if you clean it, like it's still like it's maybe time for. I'm like, all right, well,
Hmm.
I'm like, stop watching stuff. Like, I don't taste it.
A
I
little
think we're
mold's
fine.
fine. I'm sure I'm probably sucking down mold, man. Oh gosh.
Anyways, so I guess I have this underlying feeling. I think it's a Holy Spirit, spiritual, like positive, like God, Christian,
Hmm.
a good spirit. And I mean that not like in a there's good spirits and bad spirits, man, but like a genuine, like the Holy Spirit drawing toward the Lord, like motivation, feeling, sense that it's like we are way over stimulated, way over, way too much consumption, um, too much stuff. It's like I do think we're more called to a life of um, minimalism.
Yep.
There's something that I think I'm drawn to that, and it doesn't mean because we start to fill the meaning in life chasing after these things to fill it, when in reality it's like no, strip it down to its. It doesn't mean you don't celebrate Halloween. It just doesn't mean you
Yeah.
just
Doesn't mean
you
that you
don't
can't enjoy things.
you don't fully give yourself over to
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
and like think that you're going to find some kind of happiness and meaning in it, when in reality the happiness and meaning comes from the relationships and the time together as a family, and carve, like we had fun carving pumpkins as a family, like
Yeah.
that was fun. I did most of the carving, most of the scraping out of the goo. um, the girls colored them first and weren't happy always with the way that they drew their face, so they had to wipe it anyways, but it was fun. It's a
Yeah.
memory.
Yeah.
And that was 3 pumpkins. That's pretty minimal. We
Hmm.
don't need now they're all rotted at this point. They barely made it to Halloween, but, um, I think that we're talking about Halloween because it is Halloween today, but generally speaking, there's something about that I'm drawn to, that idea that can you visualize what I'm saying? It's like, "Oh, that I don't need the newest car all the time. The one I've got is working fine. Let's just keep riding in that."
Yeah.
And instead of being like, I got to get the new one because then it will be,
Well,
there'll be a time for a new one at some point, or a new used one,
right.
whatever you want to say. But
Right.
to think that like, just got to hang on, I got to get my new car because then I'll be happy. I think all things worldly are that momentary pleasure, like sugar, you get a rush, but immediately you crash and they're like, okay, where's my next hit coming
Right.
from?
Right. Do Do you think most people go after the new thing? I would say it's a mixture. Like, I'm going to get some pleasure out of this thing, but also other people are going to view me and see that I have this new thing.
I think that's part of it, but I think that also contributes to the pleasure.
Mm,
I get meaning from other people, um, seeing that I have this new thing.
yeah.
And then some people are very much, they'll also get meaning out of being like, I'm the guy who drives a truck that's 30 years old. Never
Yeah.
buy a new
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
that
I'm.
guy. I could, I just don't want to because I'm that type of guy. And it's like, what are
But
you doing this for?
yeah. You think, yeah. Like, how, I mean, we are completely off where we were originally going to go with
We
this,
might be
but
able to tie it in. We'll see
maybe.
if we can land it.
Like, like, how have we gotten to a point like where there's like this competition, not competition, but like this thrill that we get of buying something that costs a lot of money when you could have bought something like it seems like the goal is to spend as much money on something. Like think about like a nice like a golf shirt. Like there are golf shirts that are like $120, and
I'm not playing in that
and
realm, bro.
and the and you can buy a golf shirt that is just as that will do the same job
Cover your chest.
for $25.
Yeah.
What
But it's not Peter Millar.
exactly? It's like, what is the point of that?
Why do we?
I understand buying quality because quality will last longer,
Yes.
but is that
I think there's different levels. Like I bought a nice jacket, a Marmot jacket, and I've worn it. And it drives Mackenzie nuts because every time it comes to the time where I wear it all the time, I've worn it for probably 5 or 6 years, a lot, and it's like it was not a cheap jacket.
Mhm.
I could have gotten a lot cheaper jacket at like Walmart or on Amazon, but the fit would have been terrible, and it would not have lasted 6 years,
Right?
7 years. I mean, I don't even know how long I've had it now, but I love it. It's like, okay, I feel like that was per use price has been very cheap because I've worn it so many times. Then there's things where it's like, yeah, you can get a nice quality golf shirt at Marshall's that's still a nice brand that fits well, that breathes and whatever and looks decent for a lot cheaper than $120. Like, I don't really ever, I'm not a big clothes shopping guy, anyways. Mackenzie normally finds me some shirts. There's one. We're just rolling today. She keeps. It's funny. She bought me the same type of shirt like 3 times. It's like very thin tan stripes. It's like a long sleeve button down shirt. But she's gotten it for me like 3 times. She really likes it. I've really never worn it. So like I've gotten the same type. Like, I mean, very exactly the same shirt basically. Two of them were literally identical, and then the third one I just got relatively recently. It was very very similar, but slightly
Did she
different
get you
color
the
tint.
same shirt twice? Because was she like,
I
did
think
I
she
not really get
forgot
it? Because
she
I've
got
never
it
seen
for
him wear it.
exactly. I don't think she's ever thought that she. Anyways, normally she does pretty good. She'll get, but that's the one that's funny to me. And honestly, I should just wear it sometime because I might actually like the way it looks. I just haven't been vibing with it. Um, that was a total side note. Um, but I guess for me for because all you can control is yourself and your family and kind of where you're at and how you operate. And I think unfortunately we do fall into the consumeristic buy stuff, get stuff. Um, Sometimes I'll get fixated on like like look at cars online. It's like, and then I realize, you know what, I'm good. My truck was giving me some trouble, but now it's fine. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna keep rolling with it. H- how do you get? But I will say I don't think I ever am looking at those things as the thing that's going to satisfy me meaningfully or deeply.
Right.
And I know that. I know that deep down, like this is not the thing. Like I could get that, but I know that shortly after I get it, it's going to lose its shine and its excitement, and it'll become the thing that just I have, but I didn't really need ultimately. Um, yeah, you got to kind of detach from that whole flow of culture that's pushing everybody to consume more and more and more and more, need, when in reality we really don't. There's the basics. Um, how do you guys as a family feel like, is that something you could do better? Do you feel like you're
Yeah, I mean, I certainly think we could do better. Um, I guess the question would be because I'm thinking about like First Timothy 6. I'm gonna butcher the verse, but like godliness, let you know if you have the basic necessities of life, be content with that.
mm,
Um, it's like if all you had was enough food for the day, a roof over your head, would you truly be content with that?
This is the verse. It's verses or First Timothy chapter
True content
6.
with godliness is
Yeah,
of
godliness and contentment versus love and money. Love of money. Godliness with contentment is great gain. We brought nothing into the world, and we can take nothing out. The love of money is dangerous. It leads people away from faith and can cause all sorts of ruin. For the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. I think that's maybe what we're talking about, godliness with contentment.
man, we are so far from where we were
We
originally
we
going.
tied it in beautifully. We were going to talk about the fruit of the spirit, the 9 of them, which we can still. I think cultivating that um, is a key to combat. Is a key to try to combat what we're talking about. Isn't in because I think we've kind of gotten on the idea of consumerism and like American Christians who are generally trying to cultivate and live by the Holy Spirit, cultivating the fruit of the Spirit in their lives, and that the flow of culture and consumerism and like constant distraction and the next thing and the next show and the next event and the next holiday and the next meal and the next going out and the next whatever the next thing is, constantly seeking for that next thing is a way to distract yourself from the lack of fruit. It prevents you from cultivating the fruit. And most, because I genuinely think majority of my heart always is going to like believers and like how do we go deeper in our journey with the Lord. That's probably where my heart, my most of the time when I'm talking on this podcast is the person I have in mind as I'm talking about it. Um, Certainly, I think, I mean, an unbeliever going from non-belief in Jesus Christ to accepting Jesus Christ and trusting in Him and putting their faith in Him already has done a radical shift, a drastic perspective shift from. I mean, I can't even imagine going through life without that grounding, that foundation, the rock that is Christ. I mean, you're just
Yeah,
floating, man. Like
just
whatever whim you
absolute
believe is the
chaos.
next thing that should be good or what I should be doing, you're literally just pursuing the schemes and the desires of the world. What else do you have? You might try to get spiritual, but it's really just whatever desires you're pursuing at that moment. So my heart is always for the Christian, and it's like, how do we cultivate more of the fruit of the Spirit? How do we go more countercultural? How do we become more radical in our faith? Where it's like, there's something. I mean, they look like a normal family, but there's something different about them. Um, I don't have a question for you though, but I was just gonna. What was it? Where was I? Sorry.
Um,
Ty and Timothy.
well, I mean, it's one is setting your mind on the spirit, one is setting your mind on the flesh. I think a lot of times when we think about setting the mind on the flesh, we immediately go to like what it talks about in Galatians 5, like orgies and like stuff like that. But I think it can be a lot more subtle.
Yes, that's exact. Yes, thank you for finding the thread. That's what I was saying. That's like I don't think most people, most Christians at least, are walking around in blatant, obvious. We're cheating people out of
Hmm.
money. We're stealing. We're robbing. I mean, it does happen, but they're at least aware that like I shouldn't be doing those things.
Yeah.
But like they're completely swept up, and I'm guilty of this too. Completely swept up in the cultural stream that
Right.
is flowing towards consumerism. Um, Not I'm going to buy what I need when I need it. I'm going to save and I'm going to help those that also might need. And I don't need the newest thing and the biggest thing and the biggest house and I don't need all that to be happy because that's not where happiness is found. I think if pressed, most Christians would say, yes, that's true. But then they get swept up in the moment. So it's like
Right.
a constant reminding and renewing of our mind um, to push against that and to realize that that's not where life is found.
Yes. Um, I had a question. I just saw that text message. Because one of our, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was going to read the First Timothy chapter 6. Yet true godliness with contentment is itself great wealth. After all, we brought nothing with us when we came into the world, and we can't take anything with us when we leave. So if we have enough food and clothing, let us be content. And man, that is not, I would say, the way most folks
No.
are living. It's a complete lack of contentment
Yeah.
in those things. And those things are completely taken for granted. And we might know, but we don't know. And I'm pointing to my head, we might know, like I know factually that yes, I can't take anything with me when I die, but I don't know in my heart
Yeah.
that I
We
can't take
live.
anything. I live
We
because I need to
live.
get more.
Yeah. We live as if it's not the case, and we spend our lives trying to acquire so much. Um, m- I think a lot of times we get so focused on, because as believers, our citizenship is in heaven. Like this isn't our home, right? Um, and we get so focused on trying to make this our home. And it's like, I don't go over to your house and open up the refrigerator and get whatever I want, go lay on the couch, take my shoes off, and just because that's not my home. That's not where I'm the most comfortable. And I think that's what we try to do here is we try to get as much comfort as possible here and now. Um, and that's not the life God has called us to. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that.
No, that makes 100% makes sense. And I do think, I mean, it is really that simple. Now the question is like, how do you cultivate that contentment? So godliness, living set apart for God's purposes. So your orientation spiritually, mentally, your heart. I keep talking away from the microphone. Um, but your orientation is godliness, walking in alignment with and guided by the Holy Spirit, relationship with the Lord. And it says godliness. What's the exact phrasing? Godliness with contentment is itself great wealth. So you could in some ways have contentment for seasons without godliness.
Mhm.
You could be content in your sin in some ways. I think
Yep.
ultimately you wouldn't be in the final.
Temporarily.
You can
Yeah.
be temporarily content in certain things, um, but it's the combination of the two: godliness, so proper orientation, relationship with the transcendent, with God Himself, and then contentment with, I think, contentment with boredom, contentment with peace and quiet, contentment with not doing the next big thing, contentment in all aspects of life.
Contentment with scarcity, even.
Think about this: you could try to solve your problems by consuming more and getting more, but if I could give you one thing that would genuinely satisfy, because if you're genuinely content, you're satisfied, you're full.
Yeah.
You could have the biggest buffet of the best cooked food laying in front of you, but if you're full, if your stomach's full, it literally has no appeal to you.
Hmm.
You're not going to consume it because you don't need it. You're full, you're satisfied, you're content. And um and I think contentment, I mean, we were going to originally talk about the fruit of the spirit. And I think this is an aspect of, or like a foundational piece to, and I think godliness is also tied into the fear of the Lord, the
Absolutely.
reverence for, the orientation towards, the respect, the admiration, um, for the greatest. There is no greater good than God Himself, and there's no greater thing that we can aim at than God Himself. There's no greater thing we can be in relationship than God Himself. And through the fear of the Lord, that orientation, godliness, and contentment, I think those things are all very important to creating or having the proper soil and nutrients and sunlight and water, for the analogy of fruit,
Mm-hmm.
to be able to be cultivated and grown in our life. Um, I certainly would like more of that. Somebody whose stomach is full, who's fully satisfied,
Right.
not bursting, not feeling uncomfortable, but content. I'm good. I don't need another piece of cake. I feel full. I
Yeah.
don't need a nice, perfectly cooked steak. I'm full.
Yeah. And if I'm full, then I'm not. If I'm full and content, then I'm not going into relationships looking to see what I can get from that person and what I can
Mm,
get from that person. If I'm truly content and full in the Lord, then there's an overflowing that I go into those things to pour
mm,
into as opposed to try to get from.
mm.
Um,
And that's where I think we do have a deep thirst and hunger for things and experiences. But until those things are truly satisfied, and the only thing that can truly satisfy those things, he's the bread of life, he's the living water. And apart from him, there's no true satisfaction. Once we're satisfied, exactly like you just said, is like once we're satisfied fully in him, then we are free to give freely, because we don't have this scarcity mentality.
mm-hmm.
We don't have the mine, I need. For me, I'm good. I am good because I'm satisfied in the Lord.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that there's not basic human needs that need to be satisfied, but
Right.
beyond a certain threshold, once you're not living on the like, where's the next meal coming from? And if, as Christians, as the church, we should be satisfying those needs for people.
Yep.
Now, at the end of the day, they have to want
You
those.
have to be willing to accept the.
They have to be
Yeah.
able to put yourself. There's avenues for that. But once those needs are met, like, you know, you can be content. You can be satisfied. Now, there, unfortunately, the sad and devastating thing is there's a lot of people in the world, less than maybe in the past, but are not living in a place where they can even have that type of um, basic needs met.
Mm-hmm.
But they can still find a spiritual contentment
Right.
that transcends. Because to your point, none of this is permanent. We act as if it is. Like, I'm building up my kingdom, I'm gathering my wealth, I'm grabbing my things. It's all vanity. It's all in the end not going to be eternal. None of it is going to last forever, and you can't take a single thing with you when you die. It's and just living with that perspective, as if you're just renting a place for a while, you're not going to care to remodel it.
Yeah.
You're not going to care to add a bunch of stuff to it. You're only staying there temporarily,
Yeah.
and it's a different mindset. But it's not
But
yours,
I'm
so you do want to take
stewarding. I'm
care of it.
stewarding it well.
You
Yeah.
want to take care of somebody else's property that you're allowed to use. It's like having that mentality about all the possessions that you have in life. It's like, I'm going to be a good steward. I'm going to respect it and take care of it. But I find no my identity is not wrapped up in this in any way.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. And when you view it that way, I had this conversation. This was a long time ago, but um, this guy, we were talking about like giving to the church, like tithing, um, and I remember him saying, he's like, yeah, I'm not. This is my money. I'm not giving it to the church. And I was like, oh man. Um,
Interesting take.
yeah, I was just like, and I was young. I mean, I didn't say anything. So, but that's how we view our stuff. It's not even like money that I have is it's not mine. It's just something that I've been given to steward for the Lord. And it's like, how often do we get off track in that? Like, think the question is, how do we keep that mindset at all the time? Because it's so easy to get off track.
I mean, you've got to stay in relationship with other believers and be reminded of it. I mean, that's mostly what Paul's writing.
Mm-hmm.
He went and visited these churches. He planted these churches. He built relationships with the people, and then he's writing back to them, reminding them of things that I'm sure that they already knew, but if not reminded of and talked about and thought about, you can easily get back into the rut of, because everything else is pulling you
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
to I mean, we are fighting a spiritual warfare, and I think the um the tactic that is being used, especially in this day and age, in this time, in this country, in this world that we find ourselves in as Christians in 21st century America, it's like very much consume. Find the next thing that will make you happy. If you don't have this, you're not going to be as cool as you could be. If you don't have this, you're not going to find the meaning and satisfaction. Try this trend and get these clothes and buy this car and drive this or have this house. And it's like constantly. And then the next holiday, that party will be the one that really makes you happy.
Yeah.
That next gathering is that concert is going to be where you find the meaning. Oh, that next sporting event when your team wins is where you're going to find purpose. It's like this next show, this next series, it's coming out soon. It's going to be great. Come and watch it. It's like we're constantly like distracted, numbed, and then we're so inundated with it. We have an inability to allow any type of boredom or contemplation. That's something I struggle with. Like I constantly like not listening to bad things, trying to listen to educational things, interesting things, deep thinking things, thoughtful things, but it's constant distraction.
Mm.
I I become unable to sit quietly as much as I'd like. And it's like we need to cultivate that in ourselves more.
Yeah. There's got to be an intentionality about it because
Mhm.
you don't drift towards godliness and contentment. I think you drift the opposite way.
Mhm.
So it takes an intentionality.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the fallen world that we find ourselves in. It's like there has to be a focus and intentionality to pursue the good because the tendency of our sinful nature, our fallen selves, and the world system is to draw away from that, refocus your energy and attention on the things that are not ultimately satisfying, but that are packaged as if they would be. And
Um, I like the way the ESV puts it in Galatians 5. It says, if we live by the Spirit, let us also keep in step with the Spirit. I don't know what the can't remember what the other translations how they put it,
well,
but
I
I
think that
like the way that
that's good. Read it one more time.
if we live by the Spirit, let us also keep in step with the Spirit.
I mean, yeah, number one, you gotta if you're living by the Spirit, which is the reality for any Christian,
Yep.
even if they don't perceive it or not. But stay in step is like stay in dance,
Yeah.
stay in. Um, you're in proper relationship with it, but you're staying in step with it. But you only can do that if you're in proper relationship and have any level. And now again, you might the steps at the beginning might be very basic,
Clumsy. And they could be
clumsy,
clumsy.
foxtrot, very basic steps, dances that maybe even I could attempt. But then you develop the ability to dance like a professional
Hmm.
beautifully. And it's not the limiting factor is not the spirit. The limiting dancer is yourself,
Yeah.
and you've got to stay in step little by little because fruit doesn't pop up overnight. I think that's the same thing. It's like there is a growth to it, there is a maturing with it, but it only happens as you yield
Like,
little by
yeah,
little, moment by moment.
the idea of fruit, I'm thinking that implies that there's a cultivation that has to
Hmm.
take place to provide the environment for the fruit to grow. I think it's the same thing of what you're talking about.
we are we are individuals. God created us with a soul, spirit, and identity, um, but we only find true rest and peace and all those the fruits of the spirit, the fruit of the spirit in in Him. That's the only place that we can be satisfied truly. Um, and yeah, constantly reminding you that, and we are called to participate. As much as it would be nice to say, well, I have the fruit because God just
Zapped me with it.
zapped me with it. it is him cultivating it and growing it, right? He's providing the source and energy, but there is a responsibility as believers to submit to that. That I think that's the biggest key. It's not like you're going to earn it. It's just like a submission, staying in step.
Hmm.
The Holy Spirit's leading, you need to stay in step. He's not going to force you. It'd be nice because that'd make it a lot easier. Um, and in some ways it is. It's like you don't even have to try to do it. You just need to submit and he will do it. But you've got to submit.
Yeah.
And that's not anything that the flesh wants to do
Yeah.
ever. And mm. How long have you been going?
45 minutes.
Well, let's do this then to close. If you're good with it,
Yep.
we can read the the 9 fruits, the fruit of the spirit. Maybe touch on them a little bit. So we've got love, joy, peace, patience or long suffering, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness or meekness, and then self control or temperance. Um, I mean, obviously, he starts with love because I think that's the foundational one of all the other fruits. I
Hmm.
mean, what do you feel when you read that list? What is your like? Do you have a feeling when you hear that list, or like what's invoked in you when you hear that list?
Immediately, it's like my initial thought is like, all right, I got to strive to do that. I think that's the initial reaction. But that's my initial reaction is that's what I want my life to look like. Yeah, I'll turn it over to you.
I was watching you think.
I was thinking, but I
Yeah,
haven't
I mean, I'm
formulated
with
my.
you. Like when I hear that list, it's like, oh, that's beautiful. Like that's so good, and it's true. The three was it transcendentals,
Hmm.
the good, the true, and the beautiful, and it's like it's all of those things. Like thinking about, oh, dude, I want to be the person that exemplifies all 9 of those things all the time. Like that is the way. That is the mode of being that I want to inhabit fully at all times, regardless of circumstances. The unfortunate reality for me, though, is like I can be like, yeah, that's me. I'm gonna do that. Like I want to live that out. I'm gonna walk in that way. And then as soon as you're tested, it's like, where'd the joy go? I'm angry.
Yeah.
I'm not patient. I just made a passive aggressive remark because I was trying to hide my anger, but I couldn't fully keep it in, like that's my tactic.
Yeah.
And but it's like, oh dude, that would be so beautiful and so awesome. And it's like, I mean, I think the prayer that needs to be prayed is that Lord, like I am fully incapable of having any of this fruit in my life. And I'm
Hmm.
fully aware of the fact that the only way it's going to manifest in my life, that there's going to be fruit, is if I trust and submit to you.
Yep.
Lord, be my joy, be my patience, be my love, my kindness, my gentleness, because he has all those things in abundance
At all times.
at all
Yep.
times fully. That is the nature of God in a sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm no philosopher or theologian, but you know what I'm saying? Like God is those things perfectly.
Yep.
And Christ is those things. I mean, Christ is God, so Christ is those things perfectly. And Christ is God in receivable form. So we can receive these things through Christ perfectly. And there it's not like I now am a patient person. No. Christ in me is a patient person.
Yep.
And he gets all the glory and all the and it does. I mean, there's again that tender balance of like, well, I'm not saying that you're not trying to cultivate joy in your life or love or kindness or gentleness, but it's like the reality is like you can try to manufacture it and it will be fake.
Yeah.
It's not genuine, it's not truly your identity. Only Christ in you can truly manifest those things. So it's like the burden is light, the yoke is easy, but it's going to cost you.
Yeah.
You got to go to the cross.
Yeah.
The flesh has to be crucified and done away with completely because the flesh is incapable of any of these things. The flesh is anti this. The flesh is selfish and self centered and unloving and no joy, no patience, no kindness. It's literally the opposite of all these. The spirit in us can be all these things. And it's like, Lord, I'm incapable of it. Therefore, I, I can't have it. I can't have it apart from you.
Yep.
So be these things in me as I submit to you in faith, as I stay in step with the Spirit. Um, but it's like, as soon as I hear the list, it evokes like, oh, dude, I want to be that
Yeah.
person. I
Yeah.
want to live that life. I want to live in that reality. And
Yeah. It's life giving, not just to yourself, but everybody else.
mostly I want to only interact with people, especially my wife that has these fruits, right? I mean, but I'm joking, but seriously too, it's like reality is like, if you're this type of person, it is life giving to those that you're in relationship with. Oh, they're loving. They're focused on my own. That person loves me. They're focused on my well being for my own sake, not because of any selfish motive that they get.
Hmm.
Well, they're joyful. There's a joy about them. There's a happiness, a gent like a that's filled. That's
Yeah.
not just simple like giggling and laughing all the time, but there's a joy, a deep ability to find that spark, that divine reality in all things, be it sitting on the back porch and watching a leaf drop from the tree, or watching your kids play in the yard, or whatever the case may be. It's like finding joy in that. You don't need, because you can see the deep joy in all things and the meaning behind things. um, and even in times of sadness and loss, you can still have that joy.
Yeah.
um, and what's the next one? Peace. I don't know, I just can envision this person that's not me, but I can envision somebody that is that. Um, just yeah,
Yeah.
it's like,
In the midst of chaos, they're just full of joy and peace.
and you'll know. I think you'll know. Um, I had a buddy. I won't say his name, but he was kind of pursuing the Lord. Um, and he was like, "Man, I was really striving today, and I'm just exhausted. I'm exhausted. I
Mm.
tried my best to be patient and kind. Is like it. I'm exhausted. I'm wore out. It's like that's a sure tell sign that you're doing this out of your own abilities,
Yeah.
because it should not be exhausting. If it's authentic and truly of the Spirit, it's not going to feel exhausting.
Right.
You're not going to feel wore out or like I had to put on my joy today. It's like, no, the joy is literally spilling out of me because I am fully submitted and trusting in the Lord. And it's like totally two different, because
Yeah.
we can put on things like a mask, drawing it back to Halloween.
That's
We
what I'm
can
gonna be.
put things on and be, what are you today? I'm peace. It's like, are you though?
Yeah.
Is it authentic? Is it real? Because if it's not and you're putting it on, it's going to feel exhausting. And by the end of the day, you're
Yeah.
not going to feel at peace.
You're white knuckling it, gritting your teeth, trying. It's
Now,
like,
would you
how
say
is
you
that? How
shouldn't
is
do that at
that?
all? Or do you think it's at least you're striving in the right direction?
I don't know. I don't think that it's just. Again, it's a surrender. It's a submitting. It's a. I'm striving to submit. I don't know how to put it the best way. I don't think it's just I sit here in the chair and God zaps me and now I'm just because you have to keep in step with the spirit.
Mm-hmm. There's no question about it. There's a responsible
Let's see.
aspect to.
I mean, even this section says in verse 16, but I say, walk by the spirit and you will not gratify the desires of the flesh. So there's this participation. Maybe that's the best word, to participate with the Spirit.
Yeah, we're called into the dance. We're called into the relationship. And it's not, there's depth and movement and responsiveness. It's not just a flattened getting drug along by a chain. We're called to walk.
Right.
We're called to walk in step. We're called to follow. It's literally just, well, I'm going to stop trying to find my own path. I'm just going to submit and follow you.
Yeah.
Even when I'm like, that's not the way we should go. Are you sure? It's like, no, just blind childlike faith. Um, not in a naive.
Yeah. Not in an immature way.
Yeah, maybe it's not.
Maybe not.
It's an unquestioning faith where it's
Yeah.
like I'm not going to question where I know that the Lord is leading and be like, Lord, are you sure that this is the step? It's like, you do want a discernment. Again, don't get me wrong. There's so much to
Yeah. Yeah.
every
You got a
aspect. You can't
caveat.
flatten it out.
Yeah.
You got to caveat it all. But it's childlike in the sense that, like, at the end of the day, my children, I do think, trust that if there's a problem, they can come to me and I will help solve it.
Yeah.
Now they don't always listen, but neither do I to the
Yeah.
Lord. Like, I'm like,
Exactly.
hey, don't do that. This will lead to the issue. And then sure enough, the issue that I'm nervous about becomes the thing. Don't eat the chocolate muffin on the couch. There's going to be crumbs everywhere. Oh, they ate the chocolate muffin on the couch. There's crumbs everywhere. Shocking. It's like, don't.
Yeah. Stop. If you keep crawling around on the floor, you're going to get holes in your pants. 5 minutes later, you got to
Daddy, I
change your
got.
pants. Yeah.
uh, but and that's where we want to I guess the faith that is to, I think that is what faith is
Just trust.
trusting
Yeah.
in the Lord in each aspect, because he will, if we have ears to hear and eyes to see, we will know what it is that we're being called to submit to, and to what path we're called to walk down.
Yeah.
And if it's not abundantly clear in the moment, it's like, that's okay.
Yeah, and most times we're not going to know the outcome of whatever. It's just take a step of faith.
Hmm. Mm. Amen.
Amen.
I'm all out of words.
I'm all out of words.
But you didn't
I
have as
don't
many.
have many
You didn't
words
have as many
anyways.
words as I did. My rambling. No, but I think we drew it,
We circled
brought it
back
in
to our
full
topic
circle.
eventually.
You want to close this out in prayer?
I'll pray. Dear Lord, thank you for this morning. Thank you for this time. I pray, God, that you would help us to keep our minds fixed on the Spirit, to keep in step with the Spirit. Help us and remind us to be intentional, to focus on eternal things and to focus on you. And we just pray that the words that we've spoken this morning will bring life and depth to our walk with you. And we just thank you, we praise you, and we pray it all in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Until next time.